Attention passionate Cleveland Browns fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another championship run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Cleveland Browns fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been following the NFL this offseason, you know that the landscape in the AFC North is never dull. But this latest move involving a young quarterback has sent shockwaves through the league, especially among Browns fans. Kenny Pickett, the quarterback who burst onto the scene in Pittsburgh, has now taken a rather unusual journey, and his latest trade has everyone talking. It's not every day you see a player traded 3 times in less than 17 months, especially a quarterback with so much potential. This is a story that's not just about him, but about how it could reshape the division for years to come. Let's start by looking at Pickett's journey so far. Drafted 20th overall in 2022 by the Steelers, Kenny Pickett quickly became a fan favorite in Pittsburgh. Coming from the University of Pittsburgh himself, playing for his hometown team seemed like a perfect fit. Browns fans, you remember the excitement around his draft, right? That local pride, the hope that he would be the franchise quarterback Steelers fans had been waiting for. The early days looked promising. Pickett showed flashes of brilliance, and he had some solid performances in his rookie season. But as with many young quarterbacks, consistency was an issue, and the Steelers, known for their patience, were willing to see how he developed. Fast forward to 2024, and things started to shift. When the Steelers signed veteran Russell Wilson that year, it was a clear indication that they were looking for more stability at the position, something they felt Pickett hadn't yet fully secured. That move was a signal that Pickett's days as the undisputed starter in Pittsburgh were in question. And naturally, the young quarterback, wanting to carve out his own path, demanded a trade, sparking a flurry of rumors and speculation across the league. Browns fans, you know how these quarterback carousel stories tend to unfold, and this one was no different. But here's where it gets really interesting. After being traded from the Steelers, Pickett found himself on the move again, this time to the Cleveland Browns in a deal that surprised many. The Browns, who have been searching for stability at quarterback since Baker Mayfield's departure, saw potential in Pickett's youth, arm talent, and leadership. Trading a 5th-round pick in 2026 for him signals that Cleveland is willing to take a chance on this talented young player, hoping he can develop into a long-term solution. But what does this mean for Cleveland? And more importantly, what does it mean for the AFC North as a whole? Well, Browns fans, this is a game changer. You've got a quarterback who, despite his youth, has shown flashes of leadership and talent. He threw for 291 yards and 2 touchdowns in his lone appearance with the Eagles last season, and he even secured a Super Bowl ring with Philadelphia. That experience, coupled with his early NFL career, makes him a valuable backup, or potentially more if he can find the right environment. With Deshaun Watson's recent struggles and questions about his consistency, Pickett might be the perfect insurance policy for Cleveland, or perhaps a future starter if he continues to develop. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the context here. Pickett's journey is quite rare. As NFL insider Tom Pelissero pointed out, Pickett joins a very exclusive club of quarterbacks who have been traded 3 times within their first 4 seasons. The only other player to hit this mark in recent history was Sam Howell, who was traded from the Eagles to the Vikings just recently. This highlights how dynamic the quarterback market has become. Teams are willing to take risks, to gamble on potential, and to reshape their rosters quickly. For Browns fans, it's an exciting development because it signals that Cleveland is not afraid to make bold moves to improve their roster. But what about the Raiders, who acquired Pickett in this latest trade? Well, Las Vegas sees him as a young guy with upside, especially with Aiden O'Connell sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks due to a wrist injury. The Raiders, under new head coach Pete Carroll, yes, you heard that right, Pete Carroll, are clearly looking for someone with NFL experience to step in and stabilize the position. Carroll himself emphasized the importance of game experience, and Pickett fits that bill perfectly. Imagine the scenario. Pickett, with his youthful energy and developing skills, stepping into a team hungry for success after a 3-year playoff drought. The Raiders' offense has some weapons, like Davante Adams and Josh Jacobs, and if Pickett can get comfortable quickly, he might just give Vegas a boost they desperately need. This move also underscores the ongoing quarterback carousel in the league. The NFL is a league where stability at quarterback is king. but often. Teams are forced to be reactive rather than proactive. Cleveland, with this trade, is clearly trying to position itself for the future, perhaps even trying to outflank AFC North rivals by adding a young, talented quarterback with a chip on his shoulder. And Browns fans, you know how important that position is. Having a reliable QB can turn a good team into a great one, and potentially a championship contender. Speaking of championships, Cleveland's recent history has been a roller coaster. The Browns have been knocking on the door of playoff success for the past few seasons, but consistency at the quarterback position has held them back. Deshaun Watson, brought in with high hopes, has yet to fully live up to expectations, and the team has been desperate for a spark at that position. Pickett's addition could be that spark, or at least a competition that pushes Watson to elevate his game. The division is fierce, with Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh all vying for supremacy, but Cleveland's move signals they're not content with just being a middle-of-the-road team anymore. Let us also talk about the bigger picture. The AFC North is arguably the most competitive division in football right now. With the Ravens boasting Lamar Jackson and a tough defense, the Bengals led by Joe Burrow and their explosive offense, and the Steelers always a threat with their disciplined approach and solid defense, Cleveland's addition of Pickett could be the missing piece that gives them an edge. The division battles are going to be even more intense, and having a young quarterback with NFL experience, even if still developing, adds a new dimension. And Browns fans, you should be optimistic. This trade isn't just about a player moving teams. It's about a franchise that's willing to take calculated risks to reach the top. Cleveland's front office has shown in recent years that they're not afraid to make bold moves, whether it's signing marquee free agents, trading for key players, or now, investing in a young quarterback with significant upside. The AFC North is about to get even more interesting, and the Browns are positioning themselves to be serious contenders for the division title and maybe even more. Looking ahead, there's a lot to be excited about. The upcoming season could see Pickett fighting for a starting role, or at least providing valuable depth and competition. The Browns will be watching closely to see how he adapts to their system, how he meshes with their offensive weapons, and whether he can develop into the franchise quarterback they're hoping for. With the NFL's evolving landscape, teams are increasingly valuing versatile, mobile quarterbacks who can throw on the run and make plays outside the pocket. Pickett fits that mold, and he is still young enough to grow into a true star. And let us not forget, this is just the beginning. The NFL offseason is a whirlwind of trades, signings, and surprises. Cleveland's move to acquire Pickett might just be the first domino in a series of bold steps they take to improve their roster. The fans are eager, the city is buzzing, and the players are already gearing up for what promises to be an exciting season. Browns' ownership and coaching staff have shown a clear intent to compete now and in the future, and this trade is a testament to their commitment. So Browns fans, as we sit here digesting all this, remember that the NFL is a league of constant change. What is happening today might set the stage for a playoff run tomorrow. Cleveland's bold move demonstrates their ambition and willingness to adapt. It's a thrilling time to be a Browns supporter, knowing that your team isn't standing still but actively reshaping its future with smart, aggressive decisions. The division rivals better watch out because Cleveland is not just coming to play, they're coming to win. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What is your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe Kenny Pickett can be the answer for Cleveland's quarterback problems? Or do you think he is just a stopgap while they develop other options? How do you see this impacting the AFC North race? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns, and we want to hear your voice. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news because this season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting yet. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive, Browns fans. The NFL offseason is full of surprises, and this trade is just the beginning of what promises to be a roller coaster ride ahead. Keep your eyes on Cleveland because they're remaking moves that could define the next chapter of their franchise history. Until next time, stay passionate, stay proud, and let us keep that Browns spirit alive.